Whoop, whoop. I think I'm live. Man, the internet is a bust. It is broken. Um, we don't have the the luxury too much of deities anymore. We all say in God we trust, or we all may have our own belief in what a higher power is. But for years and years and years and thousands of years before us, there were men who were considered immortal. Like they made them gods. And today, in modern time, 2020, Kobe Bryant is the closest thing to our Greek mythology. Like, sports icons are the closest things that we have to the gods of war that they had of the past. Like, for generations and thousands of years, they told stories of the soldiers and the men of the past, and they turned them into to literal gods. But today, we do that with our sports people. We do that with our sports icons. I mean, I don't watch basketball or football. I watched a lot of football this year, but I watched a lot of the UFC. And even in the UFC, the question has been asked of fighters before: what if you and Jesus got into a fight? And the answer is gods recognize gods. And people got real mad at the fighter who said that. But when I looked at it the same way as when I see a Kobe Bryant, a sports icon, Greek mythology, the god of basketball, die. He died too early. He died tragically, and the world has exploded on the internet. Every day we have men and women who die in the service of our country. We have men and women who die in the service in emergency services, law enforcement services, fire services. Every day we have men and women who pass away. But because we like to look at sports icons as almost immortal, like Kobe's the closest thing to an immortal person somebody could have come up with, right? This this basketball god, um, taken too early. That's why it's crazy, because like people die all the time. But when I look at it, it literally is why we have created the very games we have. Is because we have like warriors among us, and most of our athletes would have been warriors of 10,000 years ago, and we would have immortalized them. The same thing with our sports athletes today. It's amazing, the amount of energy that I've seen over the last just 20, 30, 40, 50, 2 hours, 4 hours, however long it's been. 4 o'clock, it's 5:30, 4 o'clock Eastern time. So, man, it's crazy when someone who we have essentially turned into a god, when they have been snatched from us. Let it remind you how mortal all men are. Today, I got to have the discussion of death with my son as we drove back from something. Life is fragile. It is fragile when you are born. We all know babies are fragile. Hold that baby softly. We all know that elderly people, like when they get old and they're frail and they're fragile, we understand that. But kids, I want to tell you, you are fragile from the moment you are born to the day you die. You are fragile. Life is fragile. There is not one among us who has not been appointed unto death. Nobody stands among us. No sports icon, no heroes, no soldiers. They've all been appointed to die. It sucks. It sucks. This story sucks. This story is going to suck worse. It is going to suck harder. I promise you, as the news comes out, this story sucks, but let it grab your heart and go, you are not immortal. You are yet a mortal man, woman, child, kid, grandfather, whoever you are watching. You're mortal. And we can idolize as much as we want. Let it be a reminder. The tragedy is there. Don't take away from that tragedy, but understand why. Understand why this matters. Let it be a message to you. You gravitated towards it. The world exploded about it. Kobe Bryant is dead, and you let it be something to you. Let in his death something in you that you are mere mortals. So live kinder. Smile more often. Love the ones around you because you never know. Rest in peace, my man. To the families, rest. It is appointed unto all men to die. Women, child, grandfather, everybody. It's not a sexist thing. It's appointed unto them all. So don't let Kobe's death be in vain, right? You didn't know him. I didn't know him. I barely watch basketball, but I take a message from Kobe. I take that message today. I am but a mere mortal because even the gods among us, are appointed to die. It's crazy. Hug your kids. Hug them. Love your family. Call your mama. Call your daddy. Call that sister you're pissed at. I talked to a sister. If you're watching, I talked to a sister today. Call your sister. Call your sister. Your family. Call them. Call them. Take a message. Take a message in Kobe's death. Love the ones around you. You are just a mortal. Because even the gods among us are appointed to die.